So, I revisited the Barbara Walters 2020 special about transgender children, and it was just so problematic. And I'm glad it was there maybe when I was like 18 or 17 or something, and it introduced me to transgender kids, but it just like it constructed being transgender as a birth defect, and that's so painful. And it also projected this idea that transgender people know know that they're transgender, are born in the wrong body from birth, and um, I didn't have those feelings. I had other feelings that made me aware that I felt different and especially alone. Um, but uh, like TV like that, shows like that are really dangerous in a way because I mean that show probably made me doubt myself for like a good 6 years, and it made me really confused. And I had to come to my own conclusions. I had to like basically dig them out. um, but I wanted to talk about how, looking back, I can see clues. And maybe it's not always important to look back at your childhood. Maybe it's more important to look at your heart now and in the moment. But it definitely helps me to feel validated to think about these kind of things. Like, for example, um, I hated birthday parties. And like maybe I always looked forward to them, but once they came, they were completely overwhelming. Um, and that may have to do more with general anxiety and like I was really uh, evidently phobic of public places, and I think being at a birthday party, being the center of attention, was really hard for me. Like my mom even remembers those things, and she doesn't remember my childhood that much. Um, she remembers me crying at my birthday parties, hiding under the table, and people would sing happy birthday to me. Um, and if I got a doll for Christmas, I felt totally cheated because if anyone knew me, they knew I wasn't interested in dolls, and that has nothing to do with my gender. I just felt like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this weird, creepy doll? Um, but anyway, so. And another thing is, like, I look at pictures of me from my birthday parties, and I'm always in pink. And I think it's just because I like the color, but it also clues me into um, I was always trying to be a girl, to be pretty like other girls, and I wanted boys to think I was pretty and girls to think I was pretty, and I tried to fit the role, and part of it was that I just like feminine things, and part of it was that I wanted people to like me. Um, there's also, like, I was always aware, always, even when I was little, that I had this inexplicable sadness. And I remember being like 3 or 4 at Christmas time, and I just broke into tears for no reason. And I remember my aunt asking me why I was sad, and I knew I didn't have a reason. I knew I couldn't figure out what had made me sad. And I was little, and I was aware that I was basically just breaking down for no reason at all. But I made up a lie. I told her I was sad that my dog had died, and I was sort of over it by then. But I knew she would want a reason. It would help her understand, or just kind of not bother me. um, but I think maybe my continual sadness was those loneliness and alienated feelings I had. And also, like, I really wanted my mom's attention. She was always sad herself and dealing with my dad's abuse. So she was checked out all the time. And I've always had a hard time um, expressing um, a need. When I need other people in my life, I have a hard time letting them know that. Um, I don't exactly know why, but, and I guess I don't really like digging up Freudian style, but I think it has to do with my mom and how frustrated I would be when she didn't notice that I was really sad. And, maybe if she had asked me what's wrong, what's going on, I would have had the opportunity to articulate some of my trans feelings, but I never had that opportunity. And I never was given the validation to even understand my sadness or look at it. And she didn't take care of my emotional needs in that way. And another big thing is when I crossed the gender line, when I acted like a boy, I always got negative feedback. Like, I remember being 5 years old and dressing like a boy in backwards hats and flannel, and I was really happy, but people in my family told me, they interpreted it as me being gay, and they told me that if I grew up to be a lesbian, they wouldn't love me. They told me that, and to hold love over your head. Of course, that would mess you up pretty bad. I remember when I was like 10, I wanted abs really bad, and I would do sit-ups all the time. And one time my dad saw me doing that, and he called me a dyke. And so yeah, if I crossed the line, it would be stomped out, and that's probably one of the reasons why I didn't always get a chance to explore my transgenderness. But I mean, I started to get some clues by the time I was at least 16. I had some clues, and I questioned it, but I couldn't come to a conclusion until like 6 months ago. But it was positive things that helped me realize. It was like other transgender activists expressing their really particular and interesting gender identity, which is like transgender men wearing women's clothes. And that's like, it goes against what other people think transgender is, and it's really just idiosyncratic. However you feel is the correct way to express yourself. And it took me time to realize that. And once I did understand that I can be whatever it is I feel like I am, that's when it all came together. Yeah, and I still go through doubt, like, every day. I go through so much doubt that I am actually trans and I do want to transition. And the real reason it doesn't change anything is because I guess some part of me knows more than the doubt knows. When I was so close to getting testosterone, and I can't start for a while because I have to get healthy. I have to get on medication for something else and wait till that stabilizes, and then I can start. And when my doctor called me and told me this, I broke down and I cried, and I was at a coffee shop and I had to go, and go somewhere that wasn't surrounded by people and just cry. And that those kind of things, that's how I know. That's how I know what direction I want to take. So I think that's it.